why is he trying to maneuver? Why is he trying to operate like that? What is wrong with him?
I'm sick and tired of you throwing the ball to the other team.
What has Reggie Miller done with this?
Whoa. Welcome back to another episode of the Put That On God podcast. We've been gone for a while, and we're so deeply sorry. But, it's time for us to get back into the groove of things. I'm here with my two co-hosts. You already know I'm Dion Riley. I'm here with my two co-hosts. Y'all introduce yourselves.
Eric Scott.
Jaden Klein, also known as the Sports Fiend, but we'll talk about that another day.
I don't got time with you, bro. Not today. But we got a short episode for y'all today. We can just briefly touch on the NFL. There was a few good games, a lot of stinkers and shutouts. But we can just touch on a few games that caught my eye. I caught a little bit of that Ravens and Steelers game. Now, Lamar looked nuts. Lamar looked extremely nuts, and Odell Beckham is filled just like we were talking about before the season even started. But you said what?
Lamar, I don't think he got any help. Plus, everybody's filled around him. Mark Andrews looks like he's running through mud, bro.
Nah, he looked crazy. He caught a post right. He gonna catch the joint. He gonna wobble out of bounds. I was like, whoa! That pregame meal must have stopped him. Oh my gosh!
And plus, Nelson Aguilar wasn't catching passes. Nah, they look crazy. TJ Watt was eating on them.
Nah, that joint, bro. For them to drop, how many passes did they drop? They dropped 8 passes and 3 touchdown passes. Like, that's insane, bro. Like, granted, Lamar, you can't throw an interception in that joint. You probably shouldn't fumble, even though, like, the fumble's not your fault. You're trying to throw, they knock it out your hand. But, bro, to drop 8 passes, bro, and 3 touchdown passes that hit both your hands, that's nuts on everybody involved's part, bro. That's sick. Because they could have been 4-1 right now and have a stranglehold on their division. Now they're in a dogfight tie with the Steelers. That's crazy.
And Cincinnati's not playing no more. You saw that? Jamar Chase 3 touchdowns, 195.
They back to it. They're back to it. So that division looks like it's going, like, if everybody plays the way we think they're gonna play, it's gonna be a dogfight. And I'm excited to see it for real.
Perfect. There were the obvious, blowouts. Saints knocked off the Patriots. We were talking about Mac Jones and Bill Belichick and what's going on over there.
Mac Jones might be done, bro.
You said Mac Jones, wait, what?
He might be done, bro. And I heard rumors that Bill Belichick, Robert Kraft, is thinking about firing him.
I think they're trying to fire him as the GM and not the coach, because I think as a GM, like, he's not good at picking players. Like, they don't have a number 1 receiver. Mac Jones is out there looking nuts. Maybe it's not his fault. Maybe it is his fault, but they just don't look good as a team. They really don't, and they're getting beat badly. It's not like they're losing 1-score games or nothing. They're just getting beat up. So
yeah, 34-0 to the Saints is nuts. That's nasty,
bro.
I
think sorry, they move on. Patriots is ranked last in all offensive production. So
that's ridiculous.
Nasty work. It's nasty work on the Patriots' part. But it's a sad day for all of our teams. Giants lose, Packers lose, and the Commanders lose as well. I don't want to get into how the Packers lost. It's getting me.
Say something.
Perfect. Go ahead.
In a couple of days, probably like 8 or 9 days, I'm finna be 22. And for 22 years, all I've watched from the Commanders is mediocrity. Every year, all you people do is spit in my face, and I'm getting sick and tired of it. I hate everything about that organization. I hate your colors. I hate your quarterback. I hate your defense. I hate your defensive line. I hate the new owner. You're gonna sit there. We're gonna be down 20-3 right before the half. Dion and Jay, you know what our owner's doing? He's on his phone showing his friend something and laughing. What the hell is funny? We're sitting now 20-3 to the worst team.
It's a rebuild year. Trust the process.
Jaden, you do not piss me off. You better leave me the hell alone right now. Everything about the Command, I don't want to talk about the Commanders for the rest of the season. I don't care what happens. I don't care what wins we have. I don't care what losses. I do not want to talk about y'all any longer. Y'all are done spitting in my face. I'm done with y'all. I hate you people. I'll be a fan in silence. I will not be loud about y'all any longer.
Sorry.
I'm done.
I feel like the Giants are worse than the Commanders. I feel like I should be talking about the Giants. The Giants can't block anybody.
We've given them more sacks than y'all.
Put that on God.
Daniel Jones is second. Sam Howell has been sacked more times. Go check it right now.
That's nuts. Well, Daniel Jones has been hit more. I know that for a fact.
He probably has been, bro.
Bro, offensive line is just awful. Evan Neal going when they lose to the who they lose to? It wasn't in Miami. It was a team before that. Evan Neal gonna go after Sunday Night Football. He gonna be like, yeah, uh, don't criticize us. What do y'all do? Flip burgers to the fans? Excuse me? And he can't block a soul. I bar working at Chick-fil-A and flipping chicken sandwiches is a harder and more time-consuming task working hourly than playing football.
Put that on God.
Sorry, Brody.
Jaden, you think that's worse? Name 3 starters on the Bears for receivers. Name the 3 starters. Other than DJ Moore. Can you name anybody?
Darnell Mooney. It was Chase Claypool, but can't do that anymore. I think Rashawn
You see
Johnson.
how you have to think about it, right? We're going to go out, give up 200 plus yards to DJ Moore. Then I'm going to go look on Instagram, and it's Montez Sweat. I don't know if I can quote the caption fully, but he's going to say something like, just be patient. We'll be all right. We'll be all right?
No, y'all
We'll
won't.
be all right? Do not piss me off. You hear me, Sweat? Do not piss me off, Montez. Do not piss me off. Stop losing games we're not supposed to be losing. You
Yeah.
idiot.
What was it? 42-20. It's
Something
it's
like
not
that, bro.
Emmanuel Forbes Jr. He, he got baked by AJ Brown. They come back. DJ Moore baked them up. And these are not like 100-yard games. He's giving up 150 plus.
232 yards, Jaden. We gave up 232 yards to one player.
And
One.
Perfect. Perfect. You know, I don't want to talk about the Cowboys beatdown, the slaughter that went on, 42-10. That's just ridiculous. I mean, what is wrong with the Cowboys?
it's Dak, bro. Dak, bro. Every game the Cowboys have won, their defense has carried them. When they beat the Giants, you had a defensive touchdown, you had strip sacks, you had interceptions. When they
That's
beat the Patriots, they were getting good field position with the Patriots. They lost to Arizona because Dak threw an interception in the triple coverage. Then Dak throws 3 interceptions against the 49ers. It's Dak.
Perfect. Perfect. If you're the head coach, are you looking at Trey Lance?
No, no,
good.
absolutely not. I'm giving Cooper Rush a go. Because you remember Cooper Rush went 4-1 without Dak last season.
Sorry, Bertie. I only brought Trey Lance up because he's a black man. But
Dak Dak stinks. I'm not gonna lie. I'm tired of people trying to make it seem like he's better than he is. And I was watching First Take, and Shannon Sharp keeps saying it. If the defense doesn't get turnovers and the special teams doesn't put them in good field position, they're not gonna win because Dak cannot like. I think it was one stat where what were they saying? I think he's ranked first in QBR when his team has a lead, but when they're behind, he's like closer to the last place than like he's not good. Like Arizona, it's one thing to throw a pick. Like Lamar, you threw a pick in the end zone. It's a bad. That's an awful. You
I was
shouldn't
on
throw that
Odell.
pick.
Odell couldn't get no separation by a rookie, Joey
Yeah,
Porter.
exactly, cool. But Lamar, you threw a pick. You shouldn't have thrown a pick. Cool. Dak Prescott against Arizona. Not only did he throw a pick into triple coverage, each of the 3 players that were guarding that one wide receiver, all of them had a chance to pick it off. That is terrible on your part. Then you come back out. You're talking all this stuff to the media before the 49ers game. You're going to go out there, stink it up, throw 3 interceptions. When are we going to look at Dak like, what's wrong with you? They paid you a whole bunch of money to go out there and throw the ball to the other team. It's Dak. He is the issue. He is the problem. It's him.
Yeah, because I'm about to say they have a good offensive line, top 5 offensive line in the league. They have good wide receivers. What they have great defense. Dak, bro, we got good running back. Tony Pollard is a great running back. So
There
it's
is no reason why NFL analysts should be sitting there and saying, in the NFC, of course, the 49ers are better than you, the Eagles are better than you. But Like, I like Jared Goff. Don't get me wrong. But why are people keep saying Detroit Lions are above the Cowboys in a
That
shot to win the NFC?
absolutely.
That's on Dak.
I don't agree with that, bro. The
Listen,
Lions played
whether you agree or not, listen, I'm not mad. If you agree, you don't agree, that's not a problem. But the fact that it's being said, that says more about Dak than anything, because if Dak played the way that he's supposed to play, that wouldn't even be a conversation, because you would win or you'd be in these games. You shouldn't have a loss to Arizona. That's ridiculous. You shouldn't get blown out by the 49ers. That's nuts. You look like you shouldn't even be you don't belong on the same field as them. That's crazy on his part. That's on Dak. He has to fix it. He has to play better. Simple
Yeah,
as that.
but give the 49ers
perfect.
credit, bro. Their offensive line neutralized. I'm sorry, Michael Parsons. He couldn't do anything. I
That's
think he
true.
only had like one QB hurry, and they was just picking apart that Dallas defense. I give the 49ers credit. Brock Purdy was hooping.
Man,
I'm
y'all are
filled with credit.
hilarious. Perfect. Last two games, I don't think we need to get into it. I mean, the Bills losing to the Jaguars obviously is a disappointment. I don't know what happened there, and the Chiefs
Not
over
credit.
the Vikings. We already knew that was going to happen, but I know there's some Justin Jefferson glazers out there that thought that he was probably about to go for a career high or something out there and win that game. But yeah, sorry. So we're gonna be moving on to this next segment. I like to call it legend or fraud, and this is where we name a few historic players that get glazed through the media, old heads, just the whole basketball world. So I'm gonna say the name. Y'all give y'all's piece. Then I'm gonna say my piece. First name I would like to bring up, who everybody's always talking about. Oh, this guy's a legend, one of the best shooters ever. Got to the finals, and they lost to Kobe Bryant and the Lakers. Reggie Miller.
Yeah.
Fraud. Fraud.
What'd you say, Eric?
I
I hope you
wouldn't
didn't say
say
legend.
Fraud.
I wouldn't say he's a fraud, but I would say he's an overrated legend, yeah. Cause you can't tell me he's not legendary, he's a top 5 shooter. Like, that is legendary. Granted, you could say his stats are overrated. You could say his stats are overrated. You could say he's had overrated playoff runs because he's only been to the finals once. I think he's been to the Eastern Conference Finals a couple times. He had lost to the Pistons, I believe, and I don't know when he played MJ that year. I don't know if that was in the semifinals or finals, but or semifinals or Eastern Conference Finals. But you can say that. But to say a top 5 shooter of all time, even if you say he's not top 5, top 10 shooter of all time,
Perfect. I
to
can name
say that
five.
he's a fraud, I think that's a stretch.
And
I really
perfect.
do.
Eric, I have a question for you.
I got an answer for you.
Without him and Spike Lee having that scuffle, whatever you want to call it, him getting the steal, turning around, hitting the three, and barking back at Spike Lee, does that have anything to do with old heads and Reggie Miller Glazers in the basketball world moving him up in the rankings? Because I wholeheartedly believe if that never happened, he wouldn't be talked about as much.
I think that that helps is that I think that people use that as part of his case of him being a legend, but I don't think that's the only thing.
Because he hit two threes.
Back to back. I mean, it's a legendary moment, is it not?
I got something for you, bro. Now, first of all, the Hall of Fame is only for the best of the best. And Reggie Miller, he's in the Hall of Fame for his shooting, correct? Like, it's
Sure.
his shooting. It's shooting.
Mhm.
He averaged 1.8 threes a game. So you in the Hall of Fame for your shooting, and you only display that 2 times a game, bro? No.
Okay, but are
That's an
you? Let me answer that. Let me answer that, and I'm gonna ask you a genuine question. I want to answer. So we all know the evolution of the game. Spacing, all that good stuff. For what he was back then, doesn't that count as something for the era that he played in? Because
cool.
if he averaged 1.8 now, obviously people aren't looking at him as nothing because the 3-point shooting has shot up and all that stuff. But for what he was back then, in the context of when he played, doesn't that mean something? And wasn't
Perfect.
it like, isn't on the all-time shooting list? Where is he ranked?
All time shooting, like, he's not top 5 on my list. I can
No, no,
name
no. Like, of 3-pointers made and stuff like that. Where is he ranked?
Don't worry, I'm gonna look that up for you right now.
Perfect.
Isn't he like third? Didn't Ray Allen pass him for
Perfect.
all time first before Steph passed Ray?
Perfect. While Dion's answering that, I have a rebuttal. He
Okay.
played 18 seasons. 14 out of those 18 seasons, 15 out of those, maybe 16 out of those 18 seasons, he wasn't a top 5 guard in the league. He wasn't. He wasn't a top 5 guard in the league.
Whoa. Steph is 1. Ray Allen is 2. James Harden is now 3.
Really?
Surpassed him. He's at number 4 behind Kyle Korver, Dame, who's coming up, LeBron still playing, Clay still playing, Kyle Lowry, Paul George, all still
Okay.
active players behind him that are, I believe.
Okay. But my question to you is, when he retired, where was he ranked?
Probably 2.
No, I think he was ranked at 1 before
His,
Ray passed him. So
bro, but
that matters. If you
Kyle
retired
Korver,
at number,
so
you
I
said
mean, Kyle
what?
Korver's a Hall of Famer too. Then
You said who?
Kyle Korver's right behind him. Kyle Korver's a Hall of Famer too. Then I wholeheartedly believe Reggie Miller's Hall of Fame is based off that Madison Square Garden performance.
That's
I
it.
wholeheartedly believe that,
You're a Knicks fan. That's why I ain't worried about you. You're a Knicks fan. You
bro.
hate him.
What has Reggie Miller done but this? What else has he done, bro?
He's on the all time 3-point list, so he has done
Bro,
something.
there's Kyle Lowry's on the all-time 3-point list, for God's sakes.
Don't piss me off, bro. I don't want to talk about, bro.
Is Kyle Lowry a Hall of Famer? Because I bet you his numbers look better than Reggie Miller's.
It's for sure higher up on the Hall of Fame list and all time than Reggie
I'm the
Miller.
wrong person to ask if Kyle Lowry's a Hall of Famer. I'm the wrong person to
Kyle
ask.
Lowry is better than Reggie Miller all time.
Put it on God.
Nigga, on God, I believe that. He won a championship with the Raptors.
Was
What has
he
Reggie Miller
Dion? Stop trying to piss me off on this drink.
Sorry, bro.
Why
And
did
he
he
was the
win that?
floor
Why did
general.
he win that drink? Why?
You know, him and Kawhi, they had to get the guys together in the locker room because at the end of the day, he was the voice and he was the
Okay.
floor general of that team. It's not like Kawhi was going back that joint saying, "Oh, yeah, we got to do this, we got to do that." It was Kyle Lowry.
Bro, I just want to add on that. Reggie Miller is only in the Hall of Fame for his shooting. He's a bad defender. He's a bad playmaker. He's a horrible rebounder.
Okay.
So he's only in the Hall of Fame for his shooting, and he only shot 2 threes a game.
So what you're telling me is that sure he's not a well-rounded basketball player, but he's a Hall of Fame shooter.
He's not a Hall of Fame shooter. He only shot 2 a game.
So he's not a Hall of Fame shooter, but if correct me if I'm wrong, when he retired, he made the most 3-pointers in NBA history. That's
Shooting
what
game for playing for 18 seasons. I mean, you better had.
he did it.
Bro, he played 18 seasons. He shot 2 3-pointers a game. He should have damn near 2,000, which he does, right? 2,000 3-pointers, roughly around that. He should do.
I think it's more than 2,000 3-pointers.
Who? Reggie Miller?
I
He
think it's
should.
more than 2,000. I don't know the number by
He
heart.
has
So
2,000 all time made. He has 2,560
okay,
So
before Ray Allen passed him,
made.
Reggie Miller was basically the standard for 3-pointers. He made the most.
so you're
Regardless of what you say, averaging 2 a game, regardless of what that happened. You can say he's a horrible defender. You can say he's a horrible rebounder. That stuff, I'm not even going to argue with you on that. Because at the end of the day, what you're telling me, or what I'm getting from you is, he's still a Hall of Fame shooter.
he's
That's the truth.
he's a Hall of Fame shooting 39% from the three. He's not even shooting above 40% from the 3-point.
Who else in that time did what are they shooting in that time? Like put it into perspective of when he played. Don't put it in perspective of now.
I'm being too hard on Reggie Miller because I'm a Knicks fan.
Listen, it's okay for you to hate Reggie Miller. Y'all like did that to y'all for real. So I get it.
Right? Nah, I can't, bro. Reggie
I
Miller.
don't have any hate for the guy. I just think he's so overrated. And the way he be talking when he's commentating these games, you think he's MJ. You think he's MJ when he's on that side commentating. I just can't take it from him. And perfect. Another name that I would like to throw out here is this might offend a lot of people, but me personally, I don't see the hype in Gary Payton. I really don't. Yeah, he's the best defensive point guard ever. He's called the glove because he got steals, but when it really came down to it, and he was the guy on the team, what happened? He
I
got
think
stuck.
I think one of the biggest reasons like people put Gary in such a high stratosphere is because if you look at the numbers in the finals of every finals that MJ played, they say Gary played him the best numbers wise. So I think that's a big thing. I think that's a big thing. And because you just said it, he's the greatest defensive point guard of all time. So you have to put him at minimum, he has to be a Hall of Famer.
He's gonna get
Sorry,
Glenn. He's the
we're
only
not,
point defensive player of
bro,
the year.
bro. I'm okay. I'm not saying they don't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, but nah, Reggie Miller doesn't. Let's get
That's
that clear.
crazy.
He
Dion,
doesn't
come
deserve
on,
to
bro.
be in that joint, bro. Nah, I'm not taking that. I'm saying legend status, bro. Reggie Miller is not a legend. Gary Payton should not be a legend, bro. Like legend is Michael Jordan, LeBron, Kobe. That's a legend. When I think of a legend, it's somebody that has me starstruck when I see them play the game. Like, man, this guy can do whatever he wants. He's the top dog out there.
So Dion, let me ask you, by
I'm
that metric, in your opinion, how many legends have played in the NBA?
50.
Yeah, bro. They're probably about the top 50 players. The if we perfect, the top 75 list now. If
Mm.
we actually did a real joint by who's actually the best players and not Glaze included in accolades, oh, Reggie Miller's gone. Bob Pettit's gone. Like, there's so many people that are gone, bro. Like, you're not gonna tell me a guy like Vince Carter's not in there. Who's stopping Vince Carter? Now, granted, I watched a few highlights. He looked real bad. Like he didn't have a bag.
Vince
But
Carter's
what
not.
you
I'm
said
sorry.
what?
Vince Carter's not a Hall of Famer.
He's done more than Reggie Miller.
Yes. No. If we're looking at from my description of a Hall of Fame type player, the best of the best, the cream of the crop, then Reggie Miller's not a Hall of Famer. Gary Payton, I mean, bro, they with Gary Payton, bro. He's a horrible shooter. I mean, he could play
But
make a little
can
bit.
you put that on God? He's a horrible shooter.
I mean, bro, he cannot shoot, bro. Gary Payton could not shoot, bro.
You
I mean,
just
if you want to talk about mid range, bro, talk about that, but he could not shoot. He
it
was
just
a good shooter.
it just confuses me because it's like you're telling me Gary Payton, greatest defensive point guard of all time. I think Jaden mentioned that he's the only point guard to win Defensive Player of the Year. No, I know he's not because then Marcus Smart just win
About
it,
to
and
say
he's
you about
yeah.
yeah, bro.
Mark Smart,
So Marcus Smart, don't even get me started on him. He don't even
he
piss me
didn't
off
earn
by
that.
it. But
He didn't
listen,
get that defense player of the years in my eyes, so still only Gary Payton.
so yeah, so if you're telling me someone's the greatest at their position at something, they shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame.
I
So
perfect. I'll leave Gary Payton alone. By
so how
that,
about this? And then I'm gonna ask you about Reggie too, because it's like you're telling me at the end of his career when he retired, he was the greatest 3-point shooter of all time, but he shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame.
Bruh.
That to me doesn't make sense.
Nobody cares about when he retired. Cause when Steph retires,
Famer,
nobody's catching him.
Yeah,
Hence,
but Steph
that's
is
why he's a
different. He's the
legend.
greatest shooter of all time by any
but
metric. He's the greatest.
Eric, I understand.
Bruh.
I understand
Nobody's
what
perfect.
you're
This is
saying.
what I'm explaining. Steph, legend. He's the best shooter of all time. Nobody he can retire today, and nobody's probably gonna catch that record. He's still playing. He's still playing. Do I think
But
somebody's gonna catch Ray Allen's? That's another discussion.
now they're gonna catch us. I think, by the way, I can't tell you specifically who, but I can tell you by the way people are shooting threes now. I think they're gonna catch Ray. I don't know if they catch Steph because Steph literally. I feel like
Bruh,
it's unfair to bring up Steph because Steph set a new standard for shooting threes, like 400 threes in a year. Like that was unheard of at one point. That is my point.
what?
Like,
There is no player on this earth as of right now that is able to come in the league and do that.
okay, so let me ask you something. By what you're saying, you're talking about nobody cares about what you retired. You're saying, okay, Steph is never going to be caught. Cool. At what point did you ever think, before Russell Westbrook did it, did you ever think somebody was going to average a triple double in one season? Be honest.
Nah,
Before
sorry,
Russell
Freddie, I
Westbrook did
didn't.
it,
Nah,
you
I
said
didn't.
what?
Nah, I
You
didn't.
didn't. Okay, let me ask you another question. Because I'm going to give you a chance to rebuttal, but let me ask you another question. Before Braun just did it, did we ever think Kareem's record was going to be caught? And
Yeah,
you
I
can be
did.
honest.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. On
Who do you think
on
was going to
God, I
catch it?
did. On God, I did. What do you mean, LeBron? Bro, LeBron doesn't get injured. He's came in the league averaging 20 since he's been in the league at 18 years old. He was obviously going to catch that joint. What the heck?
I wouldn't say it was obvious, but I mean, I get
Sorry,
it if you
Birdie.
thought so.
He came in the league at 18 years old, putting up 20, getting an All-Star game since he's been in the league.
Here's my point. This is
LeBron. Perfect. What else? What else you got to ask me if I didn't think?
No, I'm not asking you. My point for asking you those two questions was there have been records where people thought they weren't going to get caught until they got caught. So it's not fair to say it's not fair to judge Reggie Miller by that, because at the end, when he was done playing, he was the standard for shooting threes. And then Ray Allen passed him.
Sorry,
And then
Birdie.
Steph passed him.
When he
And then
was
I don't know
playing,
if somebody gonna pass Steph, but
I got a
we have to
question.
wait and see.
I got a question.
I got an answer.
First off, I'll give Gary Payton a nod because he did win 2 gold medals. But who is more deserving of the Hall of Fame? Gary Payton or Ben Wallace?
Ben, in my opinion.
you said who's more worthy of a Hall of Fame?
Like, who would you put? So if you had to put these two players, one doesn't make the Hall of Fame and one makes it. Ben Wallace or
Gary Payton is going. Like I said, bro, I never said Gary Payton shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. But to declare him legend status is what's really irking me. I don't Gary Payton is not a legend in the game. Is he a top 10 point guard?
No.
So how the hell is he a legend?
Because out of all the top 10 point guards on one side of the ball, he's better than them. He's better than all 10 of them.
And just like in that top 10, how many championships did that get him when it really mattered? When he was the guy on the team.
Stuff with the Heat. He was stuffed with the Heat.
He ran to go eat up Shaq and D Wade to get that ring. Remember that.
I mean,
it's not like he won one with the Sonics when he was the guy. Him and Shaq.
Nobody beat Michael Jordan, so it's like a lot of people judge that by that.
Let's move on, bro. We're not gonna agree to this, Jordan.
We're never gonna agree because it's like.
Sorry, Brody. I just think everybody has the title of legend mixed up.
Okay.
Perfect.
So, you got somebody else?
Perfect. I got one more. I'll let y'all get one off if y'all have one. If y'all don't, I'll just say them. Nobody have them?
Right.
Yao Ming.
For sure.
For sure. We don't have to talk about it.
For sure.
Perfect. I'm glad we can agree on that.
That's nuts.
I mean, he was putting up 25 a season. Oh my gosh. But if Yao Ming's a Hall of Famer, then Cat should be one too. Cat putting up better numbers.
You said who?
The game is a big.
You said who?
Joke. But nah, Yao Ming.
Yao Ming is crazy.
Perfect. Got another one. I've seen people call him a legendary power forward. Pau Gasol. Why do people?
I think he might be a legend, bro. Nah. That coming out of my mouth just sounded so wrong, bro.
Why does he get legendary status? I'm gonna ask y'all. Eric, you're a Lakers fan, so maybe you can enlighten me.
I would say.
I think it's Kobe decades.
I think
legend, bro. Nah.
I personally wouldn't say Pau Gasol's a legend, but I think a lot of people call him a legend because I think it has a lot to do with Kobe because Shaq leaves, you miss the playoffs 1 year, the next 2 years you lose in the first round. And then the year after that, you get a mid-season trade where you finally get rid of that god-awful center, Kwame Brown.
Don't talk about it.
You get Pau Gasol, right? And listen to this. You get Pau Gasol. The next half of the season, you find a way to go to the finals. A finals that I won't even say majority of people, but a lot of people didn't expect the Lakers to be in. And that has a big thing to do with Pau Gasol. You find out you end up losing 4-2, cool. Then the next 2 years, you win 2 championships, and you say Pau Gasol has a big reason to do it both championships. I think that's the biggest reason why people call him that. And I think people said
team.
You said what?
Was Pau Gasol the second best player on that Lakers team?
I would think so. Both years, yeah. I would say so. Because who else would you say was better? Lamar? Eric Fisher?
No.
I wouldn't say they were better than Pau Gasol in those runs because I wouldn't say so. The only person that I would say if had he played better, you could have said Andrew Bynum, but I won't give you Andrew Bynum personally. But
So
you could say Pau Gasol was second. You said
uh,
what?
does Paul Gasol deserve to be a legend before Reggie Miller?
No, that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't personally come out and say Pau Gasol's a legend. I wouldn't personally say that. But
Perfect.
I would say, the reason that certain people call him a legend is because of the things that I just listed.
No, he not.
Perfect. So y'all don't have anybody else.
Let me think, bro.
I would have to think, but I don't.
A legend that shouldn't be a legend. Reggie Miller was it for me. Maybe because I'm a Knicks fan. I'm trying to think.
I would say I personally like this player, but I could see why people don't put him in legendary status because longevity matters. But a lot of people say, D Rose. A lot of people say D Rose is a legend.
Oh.
And I like him personally, but I get when people say he's not a legend because we've only really seen two, maybe three healthy years of D Rose before he started having the knee injuries and stuff like that. So I personally don't think it's fair to say D Rose is on the same legend status as some of the other people that we look at as legends because they have longevity to prove it. Granted, it's not D Rose's fault that he got injured, but he did get injured. So I
Do
would
you,
say
It
I
is
would
his
say you could.
fault. It
You
is
said
his fault.
what?
It is his fault. That's nah. Well, we need to start talking about that. It is his fault. Why? You know what? Continue. I won't let myself. I won't drag
no,
myself
please
down.
explain yourself. Don't run now. Don't run
It's
now.
his fault. Why? Why? Perfect. He's driving down. He's going down in the paint. Why is he jumping and stomping on the ground
That's how he
while
plays
his
basketball.
while his leg is contorted each and every way? Why is he trying to maneuver? Why is he trying to operate like that? What is wrong with him?
A lot of people actually, some people say it's Tom Thibodeau's fault that he tore his ACL because
How
in
the
the
hell is it
game,
Tom Thibodeau's fault?
I'm about to explain it. In the game, I believe it was the playoffs, and they played Atlanta. And in that game, they said that D Rose should have been subbed. The starter should have been out because they were blowing Atlanta out, and he was still playing. And then I forget how he tore it, but he had landed wrong or whatever the case may be. He tore his ACL, so they definitely put it on Tom It's because of that. So,
Perfect. Do you not to get off track, but Jamal Murray's injury? Do you put that on Mike Malone?
but
Yes,
put it
because
in
he's already
context, Dion.
in the game. I for sure put that on Mike Malone.
Put that in context, Dion.
Nah, sorry, I put it on Mike Malone.
Is Bill Laimbeer a legend?
Nah, he's just a dirty bastard. That's what he is.
Is he?
And Dion described it perfectly. He's nothing but a dirty
He
bastard.
better not
That's
be a
it.
Hall of Fame because that's one that he shouldn't be in there.
I
Perfect.
don't know. I
Last
don't
one.
know his resume as a WNBA coach. Maybe they put him as legend. Maybe he won a championship in the WNBA. That included. But if we're talking about the NBA and what he did for his career, nobody better come to me and tell me that Bill Laimbeer is a legend. I'll spit in your face. Don't do
Perfect.
that.
Grant Hill. Grant Hill. There's a lot of Glazers that glaze Grant Hill.
Wait, perfect. By Eric's logic, we wanted to throw D Rose in there.
No, Grant Hill.
Grant Hill had a
No,
better run.
what I'm saying is I like D Rose, but I get when people say he's not a legend because longevity matters. Even if it's not your fault that you didn't have the
Who
longevity matters.
who would call him a legend in the first place to begin with?
You don't see people listen,
No,
people
no,
treat D Rose like he's a legend
I have not seen
because of that
anybody call him
MVP
a legend.
season.
I for
I
sure
have
do the what's it? Millennials. That's the generation before us. They for sure glaze D Rose a lot.
I've
Like,
never heard anybody call D Rose a legend. Now, if he
oh,
comes out here, if he comes perfect in the next, if he makes the NBA 75 team, I'm starting a petition. It's going to
100.
be
Hey Dion, you think D Rose a Hall of Famer?
No,
no, bruh,
I'm sorry, bro. Hall of Fame got to be a little more exclusive, bro.
Yeah.
bruh, no. But does he deserve to be in it more than Reggie Miller? Yes.
We're never gonna agree, bro. Because
Oh,
that all right, bro.
Sorry, Brody. He has an MVP to what? Reggie Miller's 3 NBA teams and 5 All Stars?
When D Rose retires, when D Rose retires, what will he be the greatest at?
Reggie Miller's not the greatest at anything, so why are you telling me
When
that?
he retired, What was Reggie Miller the greatest at? Deion Riley. Tell me right
Sorry,
now.
Steve
Sorry,
Kerr
buddy.
was the greatest shooter.
Best young point guard ever to win MVP. Now what? I can give him a bull dived award.
Deion, you got it. I won't even argue with you after that joint. You got
Yeah,
it. Next, bruh.
best.
You got it. You got it. I'm
Perfect.
sorry that I
I can
even did
keep
this.
going.
You got it.
A lot of people say D Rose is the most explosive point guard ever.
I think
So
that's a fair argument.
when he retires, I can get that.
I got a tough one. Let's make this joint the last one because I don't agree that he should be a legend.
Nah, I got one more after you. Perfect. Go ahead.
Chris Bosh.
I'm not gonna let you do that. I'm not gonna let you do that, bro.
Legend?
Nah, I'm not saying he's a legend, but Chris Bosh disrespect will not be tolerated on this podcast. You know why? Chris Bosh was a player ahead of his time. If he was playing now, he might be getting super maxes, and he might be the guy on teams. He's a power forward that can defend, dribble, shoot, rebound. He can literally do everything, bro. Nah, Chris Bosh is crazy.
He was nice with the
He be
Raptors before he went to
operating with
Miami
that.
and took that
Oh
third
my
place role.
gosh!
Bro
And
was
he's a
nice.
lefty. You know lefties are smooth. He gonna operate up top.
He
He gonna
did it.
jab. He gonna jab. He gonna pull up with the left. I was like, whoa, he's operating. Then he
Nah,
gonna go
Chris is
down.
nice, bro.
He gonna spin off, bang on him. Nah, Chris Bosh is crazy, bro. He's crazy.
Legend though, bro.
I'm not calling him a legend.
But he
He's in
was
that
nice though.
bracket.
I won't say he's a legend, but he's nice.
Hall of Fame. Chris Bosh.
Yes, yes,
I leave it alone.
easily.
I leave it alone.
Guys like if fools like Reggie Miller's getting in there, Chris Bosh easily. But perfect. Now nobody calls this guy a legend, but he has a lot of rings, and I see him talking a lot, and it pisses me off. The basketball world, the old heads, the old NBA players, they need to do something about Robert Horry. I'm getting sick of it. I'm really getting sick of Robert Horry running his trap. Just because Vladdy Divac, he gonna tip out the shot, he gonna get the joint and hit it.
You see how
Other
he
than
posed?
that,
You see how he posed like this?
Mind you, Robert Horry has 7 rings, and not one season did he average more than 12 points.
Robert Horry might go down as the greatest Glazer of all time.
He's not in the Hall of Fame, so I'm cool with it.
What? I don't know how he's done it. I don't know how he's done it. I don't know. But we're gonna close out. We're gonna close out the podcast with this last segment with our weekly self harm of the week. Now, who would like to start that?
I'll go last.
Perfect. I'm gonna go first and shout out Damo. Damo couldn't be here with us, and his self harm of the week was the Miami football team, and I don't know what they were thinking, running the ball when you could have QB sneaked. I don't know if the running back was trying to get over a certain marking or they were trying to break a record, but you got to nail that. And then, mind you, okay, you do the fumble. The least you could do is get in quarters defense and run a prevent. You didn't even do that.
Wide receiver beat 3 guys for a touchdown. Game over. That's nuts.
That's that's
My
bad.
my self harm.
But I'm gonna go myself. I'm gonna give myself harm after y'all, bro. That was Damo's self harm.
Perfect. I'll just go first then, because Eric said he wanted to go last. My self harm. Now we had a conversation about our athletes bigger than the law, and Miles Bridges was brought up. You think after missing a whole season of basketball, the sport he loves, you think he'd stop? You think he'd learn? You think he'd sit back, look himself in the mirror, and ask myself, "What am I all about?" But you know what he does? He says, "Screw all of that." Breaks the law again,
Now I
and
think he
now
got Loki. I think
now
it was the Chargers from back then. He hasn't had no new joints. I think it was from one of the past Damascus joints.
perfect. I was we were at the court. Me and Jaden were at a court this morning. And it came out. Somebody said that he broke the rules on the restraining order. He wasn't supposed to be seeing somebody. That's why this warrant is now out for his arrest.
Crazy.
Miles Bridges, you earned that joint. You earned it.
You get self-harm of the week, and you better not go in that studio, because I promise you I'm going to burn it down if you go in that joint and record any more awful music.
Perfect.
You're not Rio.
To piggyback off, you have another Hornets player for my self-harm of the week, Ty Jones. Now, Kai Jones, you are an extremely talented basketball player, and I liked you coming out of college, but why are you taking Percocets? And why are you taking Percocets? And Lord knows what other drugs you're taking and doing. Like, what was some of the stuff he was doing on Twitter? Like, Kai Jones.
Sorry, bro. He was dancing. He was being himself.
Extremely.
I'm tired of all these rock star, Pink, Uzi, Vamp dudes. I'm sick and tired of these Vamp niggas, bro. Shut up and dribble.
Oh my
I mean,
gosh,
Shut up and dribble.
he was operating on that Instagram live.
I hope he doesn't get signed. I hope he learns his lesson. Maybe I'll see him in Algeria. Kai Jones, you're not going back to the league, bro.
Put that on God. He's not.
Bro, he needs to be evaluated. And once he goes back to the league, then he has a spot in the New York Knicks because of his talent.
What? No, don't respond.
What?
Yeah, come on. You gotta ignore stuff like that. Come on.
You know what? That's on me. Eric, just get into your self-harm.
My self-harm of the week goes to the entire Washington Commanders organization. Every one of y'all, down to the practice squad players, you all deserve it. We're going to go out there. We're going to play the Eagles close. Lose by 3 on the road. I'm going to sit up here. I have confidence. I'm going to go look at the rest of our schedule. Got the Bears. Oh, that's a dub. It's nothing. You're going to come out. Home game. Prime time. Amazon. Sold out game. Sold out game. You're playing. You should hear the stuff they're saying about Justin Fields. You should hear the stuff they're saying about the Chicago Bears. I watched Dan Orlovsky before that game. He's going to say the Chicago Bears as a team, they were worse than his 0-16 team. That's the type of things that they were going to say about the Bears before they played us. Cool. We're down, 27-3 at halftime. I'm watching DJ Moore strut his stuff on our defense. Every one of our DBs, every one of y'all look clueless. Y'all been playing football for how long now? One person is beating y'all. Our defensive line. You're supposed to be the strength of our defense. What are y'all doing? Getting rushed all over. It's nothing. Just get it beat up all in the front. You guys deserve step on. And you, Sam Howell. Let me get up close. You listen to me clearly. I'm sick and tired of you throwing the ball to the other team. They are not your teammates. Stop doing that shit. It is pissing me off. I am tired of it. Do you hear me? I'm tired of it. You people make me sick. Every week, I watch y'all. I'm cheering for y'all. I'm rooting for y'all. And every time I get on this podcast and I draft for y'all, do you know what y'all do? Do you know what y'all do? Y'all spit in my face. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of having to wipe spit off my face because of y'all. I'm sick of it. I'm sick and tired of it. The Washington, I don't care what you call them. The Washington Commanders, the Washington Redskins, the Washington Losers, the Washington Pieces of Crap. I don't care what y'all call them. I'm tired of y'all. I will not be dragging for y'all no longer on this podcast. You people, y'all don't earn self-harm in the week. No. Y'all earn self-harm of the month.
You heard what I said, bro. I'm a drag today. And that's how we're going to end this episode of the Put That On God podcast.
I'm the sports fiend. He's the Faulkner. He's the Riley. And we are out.